Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Rebecca, Marge, Elaine. Welcome back. Our Saturday morning practice. We'll be spending the next hour and a half together. So focus on your practice, focus on your body. This practice comes in three parts. First part, we're going to end with a meditation, sitting meditation, abdominal breathing. The second part ends with metta meditation. And then we're going to do an exercise that called Jing. It's a QiGong exercise. And then we're going to meditate again. And then if there's any time left, then we may do some other things. So I want you to focus on your body. Many of you practice yoga. Yoga comes from the North Indian word yuja, which means yoke. It's the piece of wood that you put in front of two oxen so they can put a cart together. It's to synchronize the two oxen. So yoga means synchronizing your mind and your body. So I want you to focus on your spine, stretch your spine, and then relax. Focus on your shoulder, open that shoulder, and then relax. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. So I want you to focus on the center of your palm. Put the fingers together, lock the 10 fingers, put that right below your belly button. This is the energy point called the sea of Qi. We're going to take a deep breath, moving the hand from the sea of Qi all the way up between the nose and the lip. Another energy point called the middle of being. I want you to relax. Take a deep breath as you raise your body. Okay? Breathe in. Now, follow your hand. Breathe out. Stretch your arm. Lock your elbow. Eyes forward. And then as you imagine you have 2 big rocks on the side and you're climbing the mountain, open up your shoulder. And then relax. Come back to the center of your palm, locking your fingers again. Focus on your body. Completely relax. Second time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lock your elbow. Eyes forward. Climb the mountain, stretching the upper part of your arm. That's a very important energy line called the triple warmer. One last time. Relax first. And then breathe in very slowly. Lifting up your body. And then breathe out. Eyes forward. Climb the mountain and then relax, completely relax. Focus on your breathing. One breath at a time. Know that you're breathing in. Observe your breath. Feel your in-breath. Know that you're breathing out. Feel your out-breath. Open your shoulder again. Relax the shoulder. Once again, locking your 2 hands, all 10 fingers. Palm facing up, palm facing down. Stretch, lock your elbow. Eyes forward. Bring up your arm. Feel your arm all the way up. Locking your elbow, locking your fingers all the way up. Palm facing the sky. Now focus on your lower back. Push the upper body up and then lean back. Hold it. Forward. Push. Lean to the left. Hold it. Come back. Stretch. Lean to the right. Come back. Stretch again. Lean to the left. Come back. One last time. Stretch. Now to the right. Come back. And then follow to center your palm. And then relax. Now, that was meditation. Believe it or not. That was dynamic meditation. When we move, whether we're exercising or walking, that's called dynamic. Meditation means that you're focusing on your body. Now we're going back to the static meditation, something that is more familiar with people. And here we are focusing on a breath, one breath at a time. Know that I'm breathing in Know that I'm breathing out. It's very important to balance the two. When you're in dynamic, you're in fight or flight, and when you're static, you are in rest and digest. It's very important to balance the two autonomous nerve system, what's called the sympathetic and what's called the parasympathetic. Okay, and the old we use the word qigong. Qi is in life energy. Gong is practice. That's a very modern word. It started, the Communist Chinese started using it in 1962 when I was about 6 years old, after the Great Famine. And they decided that since they didn't have any medicine and people are malnutritious, they had to find a way to give them energy. And they realized that, oh, there was something that we had for thousands and thousands of years, except that they were practiced by the monk and the Taoist priests. And guess what? We killed them all. So they have to resurrect the practice, and then they give it a different name. And that's where Qigong comes in. Now, the original word is called Dao Yan. Dao Yan. Dao, some of you know, oh, Dao, that's a path. Except that this word sounds the same, but it's different. It's the same word, but interestingly, it has another one called, it's the inch, 1 inch at a time. So that Dao is not the path, but rather it's leading, guiding someone along the path, 1 inch at a time. Yan in this case means enticing. So it's really all about guiding and enticing your body and your spirit back to the rest and digest. And this was considered to be a way of reversing premature aging. This is what the Taoists practice, Dao Yan. Okay, and that's what we do. Is we're learning how to bring ourselves back to the rest and digest, something that has been lost. All right, so we're going to continue to practice going back and forth between the energetic and the restorative. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Taking your right hand, put that on your left shoulder. Lean back the forehead so you feel the pressure on your right shoulder. Now use your left hand to grab the right elbow. Stretch your spine so you're sitting upright. And then lean to the left. Pull your elbow to the left, lean to the left. You feel the stress on your right shoulder. And then come back. Do the other way. Make sure that your top of the head is facing the sky. And then now stretch to the right. And then come back. And then relax. Back to the static. One breath at a time. Okay, now we continue. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Right hand, center the palm facing the sky. Left hand, sorry. Right hand, sorry. Sorry. Okay, like this, huh? Okay. Now, right hand, put that between your fingers and your palm. Bring down the left hand. Push out your left shoulder, left elbow. Push. Now, locking your elbow, use your elbow to push your arm up. Feel the stress on your wrist and your finger. Bring it all the way up to eyebrow. Okay, bring it higher. Yeah, good. Now, looking straight ahead, taking your left hand and bring it all the way. You feel the stretch on your shoulder, and then come back and relax. Now to the other side. Sit up straight. Okay, your hip should be like forward, and then your upper torso will lean back. Okay. Now the other side. Bring it down. Push your elbow, eyes forward. Imagine using your elbow to push your arm up. Feel the stress on your finger and your wrist all the way up. Now, looking straight ahead without turning your body, taking your right hand and then bring it over there, on to the left. All this time observing the change in your body. Okay, and come back. Right. So when we do exercise, it's very important that your mind and your body are together. You're observing changes in your body. And then once you finish, you come back and you sit. It's very important that you anchor your mind on your breathing, okay, on your breath. One breath at a time. Okay, now open your shoulder. We're going to continue. Right hand, okay, the center of the palm facing the sky. The wrist is 90 degree. And then the left hand, the center of the palm facing the earth. The wrist is also 90 degree. Now open that shoulder. Now imagine the sky is on top of your right palm, and you want to push the sky up slowly all the way up until you lock your elbow and you feel the stress on your shoulder. Now come to the left hand. Imagine the earth is now on the center of your palm, and you push down the earth. Okay, now one up, one down, right? Okay, so now taking your right shoulder, bring it back, rotate to the left all the way to the shoulder, and then rotate your eye. Continue to rotate your eye until you see your back. Bring back your eye, bring back your head, feel your body, and then relax. To the other side. Open your shoulder, push up the sky, feel your body, push down the earth, feel your body. Bring your left hand back, heads rotate to the right, stop at the shoulder, eyes keep turning until you see your back. Well, kind of see your back. Eyes back, heads back, and then relax. Now, observe your breathing. Notice that you're breathing a little faster than before because you're actually doing exercise that is very, very cardio because you're energizing all the energy points that are associated with the heart and lung. So it's very important to slow down. Let your breathing slows down. Let your heart rate goes down. Okay? Always important to cycle back and forth, all right? And I'll explain again why that is important, but let's finish first. Open the shoulder, relax that shoulder. This is called stretching the dragon's back. Two hands together, locking the fingers. Put that in the lower back, palm facing up, palm facing down. Push down the palm until you lock your elbow. Focus on the top of the head. Okay, now stretch up, the top of the head go up, and then the center of the palm goes down. One up, one down, and then relax. Now focus on your forehead. Lean back the forehead as you bring up your arm. Feel the stress, and then relax. Back to the breathing, restoring your harmony. One breath at a time. Okay, continue. We're going to continue until the very end, something that we call the reverse Buddha. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back the upper torso. Okay, so you're not putting any stress on your back. Take the right hand, put that on your spine. Two fingers pointing the bottom of the spine. Come back. So your eyes are looking forward, the top of the head is facing the sky. Now focus on the right shoulder. Stretch the shoulder up. Okay, now fingers go down by itself, but the focus is on the shoulder, okay, not on the finger. All right, relax. Now to the other side. Two fingers pointing to the bottom of your spine. Focus on your left shoulder. Stretch the shoulder up. And then relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. Totally aware of your breathing. Continue. Open your shoulder. Relax your shoulder. Right hand, the back of the hand touching the bottom of your spine. Two fingers pointing to the left shoulder. Focus on your right shoulder. Stretch the shoulder down and relax. The other side. Focus on the left shoulder. Stretch the shoulder down. Now take the other hand. Fingers touching. Eyes forward. Top of the head facing the sky. Focus on the two shoulders. Right shoulder down, left shoulder up. And then relax. The other way. Continue. Left shoulder up and right shoulder down. And then relax back to the restorative. Focus on the breathing. Notice that you're breathing very hard, very fast, I mean, to the point of huffing and puffing. So slow that down, one breath at a time. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Two hands, palm of the hand touching each other, fingers touching. Put that on your lower back, fingers pointing down, fingers pointing up. Bring it up, keeping the palm together. Put it on your spine if you can. If not, it's okay. Now, use your palm to push your body forward, and then now open the shoulder, and then focus entirely on your breathing. One breath at a time. And then relax. Focus on the breathing. Okay, now we're ready to sit for 5 minutes. Okay, March, can you tell Celeste where to find our YouTube? We're broadcasting on YouTube also. Yeah, and that would help her. She's having a problem with the Insight Timer app. Yeah. Okay, now before we do the sitting, this is something we talk about in the past. We talk about almost every time, is that from the Chinese perspective, for thousands of years, health is about maintaining harmony between what's called the yin and the yang. Now, yang means the sun. Yin means the absence of the sun. Okay, so when the sun comes out, it dominates. And when the sun is set, then the yin energy dominate, and the yin energy actually comes into 5 form: the metal, the water, the earth, the vegetation, and the mineral. And they actually corresponds to 5 energy lines. In this case, actually 6, because the fire splits into 2, the heart splits into 2, both the mental part and the physical part. But that's besides the point. And it corresponds to the energy in us, the life energy in us. Okay, so it's very important to maintain that harmony. Okay, never too much on one side, never too much on yin, never too much on yang. Now, when you do exercise, you're on the yang. You're creating stress hormone, which is good, which is good. That's what you need for survival. Stress hormone is good. Stress hormone is either called cortisol or something else I just forgot. But cortisol is important. Cortisol is a form of steroid. It is there to heal your body. It is there to reduce inflammation in your body. That's what you need when you're under stress. Unfortunately, if if your body is under stress 24 hours a day, which is what we do now as modern people. I was thinking back, I'm 67 this year, and when I was a little boy living in Macau, there were electricity, but they were very expensive. And so people use it only when it's necessary. But basically, people get off from work when the sun is setting. They come home. And then when the sun rises, they go back to work. So up until 60 years ago, people were still living according to the sun, as if they're living in the cave, and then they come out from the cave. No longer today, right? We're 24/7. So what happened is that our body is under stress all the time. It is as if someone ring your bell every 5 minutes. I used to do that as a kid, really to annoy my neighbor. Well, but not me, me and my brothers. And so what would you do? You would ignore those. You would just ignore. You say, I'm not going to open the door. The body's like that. And when you have so much stress hormone in your body for so long, consistently, your body just gave up. And this is called cortisol resistance. So the one medicine that you have that is a natural steroid to overcome inflammation is no longer effective. And that's why your body inflamed. And when your brain inflamed, that's called Alzheimer, right? When your pancreas inflamed, that's called type 2 diabetes. When your blood vessel inflame, it leads to either stroke or heart attack. All the modern disease is about inflammation, and it's all because we don't know how to go back and forth between the fight or flight and the rest and digest. Okay, so here we're gonna learn how to guide and entice the body into rest and digest. Okay, all right. So this is a very important exercise. It's been proven scientifically that by learning how to breathe more with your diaphragm, breathing with your abdomen, your stomach, it actually increases what is called the pulse rate variability. What does that mean? It means that our heart rate actually varies with our breath. When we in breath, the body is more energetic, and the heart rate actually goes up. And when we exhale, the body is relaxed, and then the heart rate goes down. Okay, so in fact, your body is cycling between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, and it's reflected on this called the heart rate variability. Okay, now we don't have a way of measuring that, but we do have a way of measuring what's called the resting heart rate. Now you all have one of these, right? Everyone have one of these probably, and it measures a lot of things. I used my dad when it was at the end, it was very important to measure his oxygen, and so you can do that. But it also measure heart rate. Now I wear an Apple Watch. It does that too, but I thought I'd demonstrate it with this. So right now I'm doing about 74 pulse per minute, which is not too high, but I can bring that down by doing abdominal breathing. Okay, it's the first order approximate of the pulse rate variability, and that actually changes one of the marker in your brain that has been shown to reduce your chance of having um, your dementia. It's been proven. Okay, now you can even focus on the reading. You can actually bring the reading down by just focusing on it. Okay, but I rather you focus on your breathing. Okay, I rather you focus on the breathing. Now, but before we do that, it's very important that we start with the fundamental. The fundamental is the posture. It turns out that the posture by itself would guide and entice your body and your spirit into the rest and digest. Okay, so how do we do that? This is called the 7 support point sitting posture of the Vajrachara. Vajrachara is the name of a Buddha in what we call the Dharma realm. Okay, but enough of that. It's just dividing your body into 7 parts and paying attention to each part, not only in the beginning, but throughout the sitting. Okay, now we start with the leg. So if you sit like I do, make sure that this is actually touching. This is actually touching the floor, the mat. If not, put some pillows, because what we don't want is we don't want to use any muscle. When you use muscle, you're actually putting stress on your body, and then the body would release stress hormone. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is like the pedestal, the rest of the body is like a bell. Okay, second thing is your hand, just rest it. Don't lift it up, rest it. If you want to do mudra, it's okay, just rest it. Don't use any muscle. Relax your fingers, relax your elbow. That's number 2. Number 3 is the spine. This is actually the most important, because if you don't sit properly, you're putting a lot of stress on your back. And again, it would put you in the fight or flight. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to focus on the top of the head and lift up your body, pushing the top of the head to the ceiling, to the sky. Okay, so now you're stretching your spine, and then you relax, but then you lean back a bit. Okay, lean back. So now hopefully what you're doing now is you're putting the weight of your body, weight of your upper torso on itself, and not using muscle, or use as little as possible. That's number 3. Number 4 is about the shoulder. So we want to open that shoulder. There's 2 energy points here that we keep talking about, called gate to the cloud. Okay, open the shoulder and then relax the shoulder. So you're not putting any restrictions on your lung and your heart, and you relax because the top of the shoulder is where the energy line that is associated with your nerve system. We named it after gallbladder. So again, open and then relax. 2 steps. Okay. Now the only thing remaining is your head because you're putting a lot of stress on your neck, supporting the weight of your head. So focus on your forehead and bring it back until the ears on top of the shoulder and the back of your neck is touching the collar. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to tuck in a chin. What it does is that it puts the top of the head straight on top of the spine, pointing to the sky. And I'll explain that towards the end of class why that is important. That this has to do with the energy flow. Okay, but what it does also is that it puts a little bit of stress on the two sides, the two energy point here, that we know scientifically that they're responsible for high blood pressure. When they sense that you don't have enough oxygen into your brain, it increases your blood pressure. So we're going to relax by just lowering your chin. Now I want to relax the forehead, relax between the eyebrow, and then relax the eyelid. This is a good time to think about how the baby sleeps. The baby sleeps, they don't shut their eye. Okay. If you see a baby shutting the eye, they're pretending to sleep. Okay. So they don't shut the eye, they don't open the eye, they just relax the eyelid. Do the same thing. So you can actually kind of see your eyelashes. You see your hand, your knee, and the floor. And then finally, number 7 is your mouth. Relax the inside, relax the jaw, close your mouth, and then take the tip of the tongue and put it right here, right behind here, which is where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. And then what you notice is that you have a lot more saliva in your mouth. You're actually turning the saliva gland back on by doing that. And this is very important. This is an indication that you are actually in rest and digest. Because the first thing that the fight or flight does is turn off your saliva gland. Now you're ready to meditate. So we want to focus on our breathing, starting with just knowing. I know that I'm breathing in. I know that I'm breathing out. Oh, one last thing. Very important to put a smile on your face because it relaxes you. When you put a smile on your face, you're no longer consumed with anxiety and anger. That's very important. Put a smile on your face. Lift up your corner of your mouth. How do you do that genuinely? Well, you start with gratitude. Be very grateful to this body. Be very grateful to their health. Be very grateful to your family and your friends. Okay, now back to the breathing. Focus on your breath. One breath at a time. I know that I'm breathing in. I know that I'm breathing out. That's called knowing. Second step is called anchoring. So now I'm going to anchor onto my belly button. When I know that I'm breathing in, I use my mind as if I'm pushing the belly button forward all the way to the corner of the other side of my house. Your body would follow. So you don't need to actually force yourself to do that. Just use your mind. And when I know that I'm breathing out, I'm using my mind, taking the belly button all the way to the back. The body would follow. So as you breathe in, your stomach opens, diaphragm pushes down. As you breathe out, your stomach collapses, diaphragm pushing up. As you do that, I want you to feel your breathing. As you come down, the breathing becomes longer and longer and longer. As you come down, the space between the in-breath and the space between the in-breath and out-breath and the space between the out-breath and the in-breath become more apparent. You're actually breathing in very slowly. There's a space, and then you're breathing out. Now, very important that when you breathe out, you tell yourself to relax. Always relax on the out breath. Okay, 5 minutes. All right. So we're going to focus on the breathing, focus on the belly button, and then I'm now 73 pulse rate. 5 minutes. I'll let you know if I could bring it down to 60. Okay. Open your eyes. So it's very difficult for me to bring it down to less than 70 when I'm teaching because my mind is racing around, looking, checking equipment on that. But when I do that on my own, getting down to below 60 is easy. There are meditators who can get their resting heart rate down to zero. And in fact, there are stories about how the student thought that the master had died, whereas in fact they had gone into samadhi and they're able to get the heart rate down so low that they thought that they no longer exist. Okay, so it's not a perfect measurement. It's a first order approximation to something that is called heart rate variability, which actually measures both in breath and out breath. Whereas here it's just taking the average when you're sitting down, but it's a good indication and it gives you some motivations and it's easy and it's cheap. You probably have it already. Everybody got one during COVID, right? Because measuring oxygen was very, very important. Anyway, um, if you're looking for a reason to meditate, on our circle, I just gave you 19. Okay, so you should join the circle, take a look at that list of 19. One of the most important one there is how the scientists have discovered the correlation, not the causality. They haven't figured out the causality yet, but the correlation between abdominal breathing, heart rate variability, and the one of the important marker in the brain that indicates dementia. And they actually did a study, control study, and they find that people who just relax doesn't get the benefit. You actually have to do the abdominal breathing. Okay, so we've done that. All right, now we're on to the second part. The second part, we're going to end with a different form of meditation called the loving kindness meditation, which turned out to be a very, very, very good way of guiding and enticing your rest and digest, your parasympathetic. Because when you actually focus on loving kindness, your anger and your anxiety and all that just melts away. Okay, and as we're working towards that, we're going to do some joint exercise. But I want to make sure that you don't think of this just a regular joint exercise. But again, think of it as a meditation. But this time, we're going to meditate on the feeling of a body, on the feeling of a body, right? Now, again, if we're interested in preventing premature aging, or I'll put it another way, if we're interested in becoming a super ager, then it's very important to maintain the health of the brain. Right, this is the one organ that if it goes bad, there's no cure and there's no replacement. Okay, so dementia is a very, very scary thing. We don't want that, and so you have to understand that this is part of an energy system that we name after the kidney. Is like the five element. This is the water element. Okay, and actually in the Chinese philosophy, when they talk about the body, they don't actually just talk about the body and the organ. They actually talk about the essence. The essence. So the kidney energy line has an essence. The essence is the mirror in your spine. Okay. So if you have good spiral health, then you're going to have good brain health because the spiral is incubated in the spine. I mean, the marrow is incubated in the spine, and then it will eventually becomes the building block for your brain. Okay, that's the belief. So there's also scientific study that says that if you focus your practice on your feeling of your body, feel your body. Okay, you have to understand the difference between feel and feeling. Right, we're not talking about feeling good or feeling bad. We just want to feel. And there's scientific study that says that if you spend time on feel your body, it actually helps with the spine because feel is just the nerve ending all coming to the spine, and it's the thinking part that goes up to the brain. Okay, so I want you to focus on the feel the body. All right, so now back to the body. Stretch your spine, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Now focus on the center of your palm. Mind, body together. Bring up your hand all the way to shoulder. Now focus on your wrists, one turn at a time. Observe any changes in your body, any heat, any sweat, any numbness, any tightness, any pain. Focus entirely on the feel of your body. Okay, now turn it the other way, one joint at a time. One rotation at a time, focusing on the wrist. Now bring down your hands, mind, body together. Back to your shoulder, open your shoulder. Back to the center of your palm, bring up your hands. You're going to go from the wrist to the elbow. Again, rotate your elbow one at a time. Try to do it as slow as you can, okay? There's no reason to rush. As slow as you can. You will find it actually more strenuous to do it slow. And focusing on the change in your body, one turn at a time. Now go the other way. Focusing on the elbow, one turn at a time. Now back to the center of the palm, bring down your hands, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, going from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder now. Back to the center of your palm, bring up your hand, crossing your hand, follow the center of your palm, bring it above your head, and then stretch. And then imagine you have two walls on the side. As you come down, touch the wall, and then relax. Back again, stretch, touching the wall, open the shoulder, feel the shoulder. Stretch, open the shoulder, feel the shoulder. One last time. Stretch, open the shoulder, feel the shoulder. And now go the other way. Open the shoulder first. Stretch, bring down, mind, body together. Open the shoulder. Stretch, and then down. Open the shoulder. Stretch, and then down. Open the shoulder again. Relax. Focus on the center of your hand. Bring it up to shoulder level. Now get ready for some unpleasant feeling. Bring it up. Open. Bring it as far back as you can. Feel the shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back. Focus on the center of your palm. What's past is past, right? Don't follow that pain. Don't let it become suffering. Bring it up. Open the shoulder. Feel the shoulder. Let go of that feeling. Come back to the center palm. Bring it up. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center palm. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back. Hands in the back. Bring it up. Stretch. Down. Back. Stretch. And then down. Back. Stretch. And then down. Focus on your breathing. We just did some energetic exercise, so very important to come back to the restorative. One breath at a time. Okay. Now we're going to do 3 QiGong exercise, or Nai-gong actually, it's more Nai-gong, internal exercise. Okay. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, left hand, right hand. Now separating the left brain from the right brain, left hand stationary, right hand, follow the hand. Open all the way back. Open the shoulder. Don't be afraid of the pain. Okay, accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Left hand, right hand stationary. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. Sit up straight. Right hand, all the way back. Let go. Come back to the center of the palm. All the way back. Feel it. Accept it. Let it go. One more time. Right. And then left. Open the shoulder, feel the pain, let go of the pain, come back to the center of the palm. Focus on the breathing, one breath at a time. Second exercise is more dynamic, but still we need to follow the body and feel the body. Okay, no difference. Okay, just that it's more challenging because it's dynamic. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, bring it up the right hand, focus on the center of the palm, making a fist, aiming for the upper left-hand corner. Get ready. Up. Come back. Up. Come back. Down. Sit up straight. Down. Up. Up. Down. Down. One last time. Up. Up. Down. Down. Now, two hands. Follow the fist. One, feel the vibration coming back to the shoulder. Two, three, and four, and five. Come back to the breathing, restoring the harmony between the yin and the yang. Okay, now we're going to do the last exercise, which is called loosening up the shoulder. That's just simple name, right? Nothing fancy. Nothing like dragon jumping over the pearl or something like that. Just loosening up the shoulder. In fact, what it does is that it loosening up the vagus nerve. Okay, now we all know about the vagus nerve. Very important for relaxation. And it actually starts at the bottom, at the top of your spine, to the shoulder, to the back, and then it actually goes inside. So we need to work on the shoulder, work on the neck, work on the back, and to work on the internal by doing breathing. Okay. All right, now open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Taking the thumb, put that on the gate to the cloud, roll up the forefinger. Now, very important that we understand the 4 steps. The first one, focus on the shoulder, bring up the shoulder, bring up the elbow together, the entire upper torso, stretch up as if your shoulder is on the same level as the ears. That's 1. 2, focus on your shoulder or elbow. Bring the elbow back so that you're opening your shoulder. Imagine you're like squeezing the tennis ball in the back. 2. 3 is when you bring your elbow down and you completely relax. 4 is when you bring your elbow forward. Okay, now you're hunching, you're looking down. Okay, everything is your neck, your back. Okay, now you're looking at the floor. Okay, now this is the starting point. So as we bring up the elbow, we bring up the head and we're breathing with our nose. Breathe in and then we open, looking at the ceiling. And as we come down, we breathe out. Breathe in, open, breathe out. And very important to breathe out when you're out breath, okay? Breathe in, open, breathe out. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. No need to look at me. Just close your eye, focus on your body. Breathe in. This is just you and your body now, nothing else. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. And relax. So yesterday, we went to a panel discussion. Actually, one of our venerable was there, so we had to go over there and support him. But it was interesting panel and talks about trauma, right? Specifically, trauma, something called intergenerational trauma, and how a lot of the immigrants, whether they are from Vietnam or everywhere else where there have been war, like the refugees coming from Ukraine now. They suffer a lot of stress and trauma, and then that trauma actually get passed on to the child. It's the same. We talk about how the people who the family who had victims in 9/11, the kids are still suffering the trauma. So here we're talking about trauma in our body and also in our mind. Okay, no, what we did up until now is really relieving the trauma on our body. Right, we did that. Now we're going to learn to relieve the trauma in our mind. And the best way to do that is loving kindness. Now, loving kindness, we need to build a bridge to loving kindness. And the first step of that bridge is gratitude. So we need to practice gratitude. The second step is called forgiveness. We need to practice that too. And then finally, the third one is called sharing, and that's sharing your positive energy, and that's loving kindness. Okay, it's very important. This is the best way to heal. All right. Now I want you to focus on the body once again. Relax, and we're going to start with loving kindness to ourselves. And here we talk a lot about the dimensions of existence. And one of the things that I want you to do is to experience your existence beyond the body, right? The chi, life energy, and then the mind, the spirit. Okay. So if you can actually experience beyond your body, then you understand that the body is just a vehicle. Then it's very important that you appreciate your body and you feel grateful to your body, right? It's just like this is just a vehicle to take you from one place to another. So it deserves some gratitude. It deserves some loving kindness. Okay. And in fact, this is the best way to prevent cancer. Cancer is just part of your body decided that it can no longer survive in your body. It's like if you have a family, when we talk about intergenerational trauma, part of it is just from poverty, that when a child grew up in a family that has no love, they become cancerous. That's all. So if you show love to your body, it it would initiate self-healing. So I want you to feel gratitude, how grateful you are to this body, grateful to your health, grateful to the existence of your body. I want you to feel your breath, in breath, out breath. I want you to be grateful to your parents who gave you this body, grateful to your spouse who supported you, grateful to your children, grateful for your siblings, your family, your friends. We should be grateful to all the beings as well, all the living beings, because the oxygen that you're breathing comes from somewhere else. It comes from the tree. And just think about all the beings that supports the forest. Although we're doing the best we can to destroy the forest, but that's besides the point. And think about the outbreath and think about where that goes. Where does the carbon dioxide go? It goes back to the forest. So there's no reason not to be grateful to all the beings. Now we want to think about forgiveness. Think about all the things that you wish you could have done better. Well, you got to forgive yourself for that. You did the best you could. Think about the possibility that you might have hurt someone and that someone is hurting you back. So maybe we could be practice a little bit of forgiveness to people who had actually hurt us. Maybe we could try to even give some positive energy to them. But let's focus on the body first. I want you to look at your eyelid. See the cloud on your eyelid. That's actually the cloud. That's actually your trauma covering your most internal positive energy. The loving kindness is within you. You're fully capable of expressing that. If you let your positive energy reveal within you, it will resonate with the positive energy outside of you. And if you resonate, then you can bring that positive energy to yourself. Focus on that positive energy. Focus on that light behind your eyelid, behind all the cloud in your eyelid. Be grateful for that positive energy. Let's bring that positive energy to ourselves. May I be free of all negative energy and animosity. May I be free of all mental suffering. May I be free of all physical suffering. May I be protected with positive energy and be happy, peaceful, and healthy. Now we can turn the positive energy to outside of this body, to our family and our friends, all the beings in the world who have been good for us, supporting us, and perhaps even a few beings who's been bad to us, causing us pain. I think we could try to give them positive energy too. That's what Jesus did. May all beings be free from animosity and negative energy. May all beings be free from mental suffering. May all beings be free from physical suffering. May all beings be protected by positive energy and be healthy, peaceful, and happy. Now we're going to chant. It's important that you follow the chant. It actually activates the 9th cranial nerve. The vagus nerve is the 10th. This is the 9th. It's actually at the bottom of your throat. Focus on the light. Focus on all the beings, whether they're your family and your friends, or even your enemy. Sata Abhaya Antu Sutta Ayapaja Antu Sutta Sukhi May you all be blessed with peace, happiness, and health. This is the most profound form of meditation, right? Now, but you don't practice loving kindness by just chanting and sitting. You practice it by action. You do that with your face, you do that with your mouth, and you do that with your heart. What does that mean? What does that mean? Show a smile. Don't say bad words. Don't be critical. See the goodness in people. That's all. It will change the world. It will change you. Okay? All right. So now we're on to the third part. Very important that we keep working on this QiGong exercise called Jing. And but before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of joint exercise. Okay, you notice that we did a lot of joint exercise on the wrist, on the elbow, on the shoulder. Okay, the wrist is the ankle, the elbow is the knee, okay, and the shoulder is the hip. Okay, we used to walk on 4 legs, remember? All right, so first we're going to do some joint exercise on the knee. Focus on the knee, feel the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, moving from the knee to the ankle, left foot forward, right foot forward, raise the ankle, feel the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember now, this is meditation, okay? Just a dynamic form of meditation, okay? 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we move toward, move to the toe, okay? Now the toe is actually very, surprisingly, it's very good for your brain and it's very good for your lower back, okay? Because it's all part of the kidney energy line. Now, stand firmly on the ground, open your shoulder, okay? Lean back the forehead, tuck in your chin. Focus on the top of the head, push the top of the head up, standing on your toes. Okay, now focus on the top of the head, don't deviate from the top of the head, otherwise you fall. Now when you come down, impact the heel, that's the yang side. And then second time, up, down. One last time, up, down. Okay, so friends, if you have lower back problem, if you know people with lower back problem, this is a good way. Now, this is also good for your brain health by standing on one foot, lifting up your right foot, focusing on the top of the head, okay? 1, back to the top of the head, 2, back, and then 3. The other side, 1, and 2, and 3, okay? All right, so before we do Jing, we're gonna do one more. And this is called mixing the water and fire. Now, take your right hand all the way back. This is the heart, energy point to the heart, that's fire. Taking the other hand, put that on the lower back, that's the water, that's the kidney. Now, we're gonna work on our hip as well, okay? So rotate your hip and 30 times. Okay. Okay. This is an amazingly important exercise, mixing the water and fire, because we divide the body into three parts: what's above the diaphragm, and then what's below the belly button. Upper part is basically fire, lower part is basically water. And what we're doing is we're creating a channel between the upper and lower. And what's in the middle is all the other stuff, right? It's the stomach, it's splint, and everything. So this actually is very good for your health. Okay, this is the part that is not understood by the Western scientists, right? So sometimes when you don't feel well, you go to a doctor, they don't know how to fix you. You just don't know that you don't feel well, right? You just below optimum. And so these kind of exercise will help to bring your body to optimal by creating the chi inside of you. All right. So now we're going to the finale called the Yi Jing Jing, YJJ. It's a very old exercise passed down by Bodhidharma, a North Indian yogi who visited China. I believe it was 13th century, something like that, maybe before. Okay, and this was passed down initially to the monks. And when the monks um, um, goes into the retreat, they might stay in a room very small for like 3 years to meditate. And so how do they maintain their health, right? Because we all know that if you want to maintain your brain health, you need to walk, because when you walk, you activate this energy point. So you will find that this exercise is all about activating your energy points, so that you can maintain that vitality, even though you have no place to walk. So we do this by standing. And besides that, this exercise actually combines the three important elements. It has strength building, it has stretching, and it has cardio. Okay. All right. So now feet the width of your shoulder. Okay. Learn to practice this. Learn to practice this. Really, really important for super agers. All right. So now we rotate the toes inward. We call this the goat stand, because what we want to do is we want to loosen up the knee. Okay, don't lock your knee. Loosen up your knee, so you're actually using the calf and the thigh. Those are important energy points that let the yang energy rise. Then you open your shoulder and you relax your shoulder, and then you make sure you lean back and then tuck. Now the first one comes in 14 forms, very strenuous. Okay, so but my small army of Cantonese speaking grandmothers, they're here. Okay, they do this every day. Now, this first one is called spirit boosting palm. So you put your palm around the hip, and when you push, you send a shock wave through your central nervous system all the way to the top of the head, and it actually can feel it coming back. But to do that right, you do this 3 times. So make sure that you pay attention every time so you can improve one after another. So open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Okay, now don't do this, okay? Don't do this. Now bring back your top of the head. Now when you push, your mind has to be at the center of your palm, and it's mind body together. Okay, get ready. Push. And then relax. Feel the stress, feel the shock wave going through your spine. Pay attention to your breathing. So this is yin yang harmony. After we do the yang, we do the yin. Yin is all about paying attention to your breathing. Second time, open the shoulder, focus on the center of your palm. Get ready. Go. And relax back to the breathing. One breath at a time. One last time. Open the shoulder. Go. And relax. Back to the breathing. Now we go to called pointing. Pointing is the same word for thumb. Okay, so now focus on the thumb. Roll up your fingers. Point to this energy point called the wand-tail. Roll up your fingers. Now imagine you're putting 2 buckets of water on your thumb, and you lift up your thumb as if you're lifting up the water. As much strength as possible. you're actually exercising what's called the large intestine energy line. So this is very important for detox. And then relax without lowering your hand, but relax all your fingers. Second time, roll up your fingers again, putting the 2 buckets of water on the thumb, and then lift up those 2 buckets of water. And then relax. One last time, lift up those 2 buckets of water, and then relax. Bring down your hand, focus on your breathing. 1 breath, 2 breaths. The next one is called beginner's mind. This is the baby's mind. This is in fact what the baby does inside the womb to energize the the heart. Okay, so you take your thumb, you put that across, so the tip of the tongue is below the ring finger, and then you roll up your fingers, and when you squeeze, you're actually pushing your thumb into the palm. There's 2 energy points. One corresponds to the heart, one corresponds to the pericardium. Okay, now ready? And squeeze. And then relax. 1 breath, 2 breaths. Now back again. Roll up your fingers and squeeze. And then relax. One last time. And squeeze. And then relax. Lower your hand. Focus on your breath. One at a time. Now is a good time to check the inside of your mouth. Make sure that it's not dry. And if it's dry, close your mouth. Put the tip of the tongue where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. Energize the salivary gland. The next one, we're going to take a deep breath by putting the fists together below the belly button. And as we breathe, we raise the body. Okay, get ready. Breathe in. And then relax. Now we put the elbows together. We focus on the back. The back is where the bladder energy lines are. Similar to the large intestine, it's also for detox. So now what we're going to do is squeeze the back, stretch the back, and then relax. Focus on the breathing. Second time. And relax. Squeeze the back. One last time. Squeeze. Stretching the back as if you're cracking the back. Okay? Ready? Focusing on the breathing. The next one is called fist on top of the head. Very simple name. Open the shoulder. Bring the fist above the head. Open the fingers as if you're letting the blood flow back to your heart. Now you learn how to roll your fist. 1 joint, 2 joint. Lock it with your thumb. Open your shoulder and squeeze as hard as you can. And then relax. Focus on your breathing. Back again, open the shoulder. Roll your fist, 1 joint, 2 joint. Lock it with your thumb and squeeze. And then relax. One last time. Open, roll your fist, and squeeze. And relax. Focusing on your breathing. The next one is called stabbing the shoulder. So you open your shoulder, you grab a dagger, you put that on your shoulder, and you stab your shoulder. Now this actually energizes the gallbladder energy line. It's very important for your brain health. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck, and then you relax. Second time, open the shoulder, grab the dagger, put that on your shoulder, and stab. And then relax. 1 breath at a time. Now, for most of you, this is already too much. It's too strenuous, right? But trust me, this is a good exercise to do. Stab, and then relax. We're not even halfway yet. The next one is called a cross. Now imagine you have 2 walls on the side and you're not punching, you're pushing, okay? So you make a big movement on your wrist, you roll your fists, and you take a deep breath and you push. And then you relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Second time, big movement on the wrist. Roll your fist, take a deep breath and push. And then relax. One last time. Wrist, fist, breath, push. And then relax. Next one is called front hanging. Now lock your elbow. Wrist, same thing. Fist, take a deep breath and push. You're pushing a wall, okay? Don't punch. Finally, second time, push. And then relax. One last time. Push. And then relax. Now we're going to do some chin up. This is where you build your muscle, okay? Make sure you don't lose any muscle by using strength. You grab the bar, you look up, and you pull yourself up as hard as you can, and then relax. Second time, look up, pull yourself up, and then relax. Back to the breathing. Check the inside your mouth. Make sure you have plenty of saliva. One last time. Pull yourself up and relax. The next one is not the official name. I call this ripping the yellow page, okay? You don't know what a yellow page is, you're in the wrong class. Rip it. Relax. Second time. Rip. And then relax. And then finally, one last time. Rip. And then relax, okay? Retaining muscle is very important for aging, huh? Very important. So this is a good exercise for that. Okay, so now this is called swallowing. Okay, you take your saliva and you swallow all the way down here. Swallow. Okay. Now you come back to your goat stand. Make sure that you don't lock your knee. Okay. The rest you don't lock your knee. Okay. Now you go down with the back of the hand touching. You look down. Don't lock your knee. Okay. Keep your knee loose. And then now we squeeze 3 times. 1, back of the hand touching, paying attention to the breath. Second time, back. One last time, squeeze and back. Now flip so that the palm is facing up. Again, make sure your knee is nice and loose. You take a deep breath and then breathe out, breathe in, palm forward as if you're pushing the rock. Push mind, body together. Stand up straight, take a deep breath, swallowing the universe, and then relaxing. Letting go of your mind and your body. Completely focus on your body. One step at a time. Focus on the bottom of your feet. Back to your sitting position. Okay. Feel your palm as you touch. Now we're going to sit for 5 minutes. I'm going to teach you microcosmic orbit. And then I'm going to explain it afterwards. But basically, you focus on your breathing. You come back to your posture first. Check your feet. Check your hand. Check your spine. Check your shoulder. Check your forehead and your chin. Check your eyelid. Check your tongue. Focus on your breathing. One breath at a time. Know that you're breathing in. Know that you're breathing out. Now I want you to focus on the bottom of your spine. As soon as you know that you're breathing in, I want you to move your focus, move from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top of the head. As soon as you know that you're breathing out, start at the forehead, come down through the bridge of your nose, all the way down to your belly button. Breathe in, go up to the top of the head. Breathe out, come back to the belly button. Now the trick here is that when you go to the top of your head, you don't stay there, you let it go. As if you want to go as far as you can towards the ceiling. And then it's only when you breathe out that you come back. Don't stay on the top of your head, okay? Breathe in, go up, and let it go as far as you can. Breathe out, come back, looking down at yourself. Breathe in, go up. Now, when you go up, you take your body with you. Stretch your spine, open the shoulder. When you come down, you lean back the upper torso. Okay, 5 minutes, just like that. Okay, cycling the energy through your body, but don't let it stay. Don't try to lock it on the top of your head. Just let it go. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, open your eyes. So this technique of meditation is a Taoist technique. It's called a microcosmic orbit. Microcosmic orbit is when the moon circle around the sun, the earth. There is also macrocosmic orbit, which is beyond what we do here for the simple reasons that I don't know it. But the macrocosmic orbit circulate the energy all through the body, and it's what we call when the earth is circling around the sun. But we're really not circulating the chi in the body. That's not what we're doing. There is chi in the world, in the universe. There's energy that comes from the earth to the sun, called yang energy, and then there's energy returning, called the yin energy. And all we're doing here is we're creating magnetic resonance by understanding that when we do abdominal breathing, we create electrons in our intestine. And we're using the cavity, the chamber between the left brain and the right brain to provide a electric potential so that this current, this voltage can travel through our spine and then down. And as we circle those electrons, we create a magnetic field of our own. And that magnetic field resonates with the magnetic field in the universe. And the energy from the universe will travel through our spine top. And that's why it's very important not to stay here. Just let it rise and then let it come back down. And then it rise and then let it come back down. And it's a 1,000-year-old tradition of maintaining good health and preventing premature aging. Now, premature aging or aging of any kind or ill health of any kind, a big part of it is just our lifestyle, right? I talk about our lifestyle. In the last 60 years, we're 24/7, always on. It's not our fault. That's not our fault. It's just that the body, the species, hasn't kept up with the evolution. Think about it, right? We first learned how to stand upright 2.5 million years ago, right? When the Homo erectus came, and a million years later, we learned how to control fire so we can hunt and eat meat and allow the brain to grow. And so we learned to live in caves, understanding the evolution of allow us to cycle between the energetic and the restorative. When we go out, it's fight or flight. When we come back, is rest and digest, right? And then eventually, about 25,000 years ago, we learned to domesticate animal, right? So we don't live in the cave anymore. We actually have a dwelling. We actually own property, all that. Learn how to farm and all that. But still, we live with the sun. Right? Live with the sun. And like I said, my father used to live with the sun. He goes to work and he comes home, right? But now we don't live with the sun anymore. We live as if we're the master of the universe as opposed to just a being of the universe. So chi therapy, right? The word therapy is to restore a disorder. And the disorder is called autonomous disorder, not knowing how to go back to rest and digest. And as soon as we learn how to do that, our health will come back and we would learn how to age gracefully. Okay? All right. So maybe 3 minutes we learn how to massage. Okay? Put your hands together and then generate some heat. This is the important energy points called the palace of labor. Now put that on your eye. Back on your eye. Back, generate some heat. Actually, what you're doing is generate energy, okay? This is the only energy point that can give out energy. Put that on your eye. Put that on your temple. Massage your temple. Massage the side of your face. Massage the front of your face. Massage the top of your head, the brick brain, and then the back of the head, and then the little brain, all three parts, and then back to the face. Massage the ears, divide it into three parts, upper. This will help you sleep, will also lower your blood pressure. Middle, and then the lower. Massage the tip, massage the edge, massage your ear loop, Index finger massage where the ear joins the skull. Put the hands together. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now learn to massage your fingers. The fingers are very important. They're the extremities. This is if the chi is blocked at the fingers, it blocks everything. Okay. So if you have arthritis, you will find that actually massaging the fingers will relieve some pain because actually let the chi flow and reduce inflammation. Now, the top of the fingers, very important. Okay. And then put the hands together, squeeze the fingers, massage, back and massage. Fingers together 30 times. This is good for your heart and your brain. Okay, fingers in front, roll up the forefingers, lock it with your thumb, wind up the forefingers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is very good for carpal tunnel. Now open the shoulder, forming the lotus hand. Put that on the gate to the cloud, and go 1, back of the hand facing the camera, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. So this is very good if you have frozen shoulder. All right. Okay. See you all next week. May you be blessed with health, peace, and loving kindness. Okay. 星期一見。Okay. Bye bye.
多謝，
Bye bye.
等你師兄。
Okay. Bye bye.